help me grow the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Alright, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to cover a scene for a dark scene and a light scene, just to show you the difference. So to change the sky, I'll just go into our new game folder right here in materials. I'll add the new game assets, materials. This is just me where I'm putting things to show y'all. You should put your own stuff in here, but I'm just going to create it in here just to show you. So if I go in here to materials and I created like SkyBox folder and I add a material inside here. So I right click, create material, and I call this Lightbox or Light Sky, something like that. It'll create this new material, but this material doesn't work on our sky yet. So the way we make this work is we go here and click it. If it's not selected, click the actual material, just left click once. And we change the standard to SkyBox, procedural. Now this will give us a procedural sky, but if we change the settings in here, we'll see them show up down here, but they won't show up out here. So the way we make them show up out here is we have to adjust our settings, and then we drag this onto our sky like this. So we just left click and drag it onto the sky. And now this sky is going to affect the world around it. So we can change it to a dark scene like this, or we can change it to a light scene, however we want to set this up. And we can also change the floor. So you see the floor down here? We can change the settings colors right here. So the sky tint, we can change this to like blue if we wanted to have like a blue color. We could change this to a green if we wanted to have a green floor to give it more like that. We could also change this to blue if we wanted to be more like an ocean or something like that, or put clouds below here and it's like we're in the atmosphere. Or we could change it to black to create like a fully blacked out world type of thing if we wanted something like this, to have it like be real dark, like gloomy, or like you're in the night with the horizon. But once we've created a bright or dark scene, then we can add our lighting in and fix our lighting. So the first step you really want to do before doing your lights is you want to set up your scene on sky. So here we set up our procedural sky. So we just created I'll do it one more time. So I'll adjust this to a light sky. But we've got a light sky here with a dark ground. If you look up too, there's a sun here, and the sun size actually is affected too. If I add atmospheric thickness, it'll add red into the sky as if like dust is in the sky. And that's how you can add that. Now, you'll notice we have fog that looks different than our lighting. So we'll fix that in a second. I'll show you how. But this is our light sky, and now I'll make a dark sky just to show you. To show you one more time, right click in here, create material. You got a standard at the top left, but we want to name it first, so we'll call it dark sky. And then we'll change this from standard to SkyBox procedural. And then we'll drag this onto our world, drop the exposure to get a darker scene. If you want it pure black, you can, or you can adjust as you see fit for everything else so that you get it to be a little bit more dynamic with the procedural. But it's up to you on how you determine what you want with it. And then, yeah, that's how you create like a dark scene and then a light scene. Now, once you've created your sky and you're ready to start lighting, you'll want to change that directional light. So now we've changed the sky to a dark light, and we're going to go to our directional light, main assets, lighting, directional light, and we'll drop down the intensity here. So now we're creating like a darker scene. And you'll see we've now created a much darker looking scene. But the problem is now we have this like fog. So how do we fix this fog? We need to go to our lighting settings. So we can go window rendering lighting, and we open this. Or down here on the right, there's this little icon. We can turn that on or click that to open it up, and it'll open up our lighting settings as well. So that's one way to do it. Or you can go through window rendering lighting, either one. And then you go to environment, and you need to change the fog settings right here. Now, another thing to change here to make it dark as well is you can change this intensity multiplier, and you'll see that it also affects the world out here. So right here, you can see that it's affecting the world as well to get even darker. And then once you got your setting the way you want it right there, you're going to want to change this fog. So you can turn it all the way off if you want, and that'll really make it dark. But if you want to have like that fall off fog look, you can change this to like a darker black or a gray or something like that to get fog to really like push in differently. And just to show you how the fog works, I'm going to change this color so you can see it a little bit easier. And then here right here under these numbers, you don't have to change a lot. So this is sensitive, right? So 0.01 would be like kind of like what we have now. And then 0.05 would be a lot closer. And 0.1 would be a very dense fog. So just know that you don't have to change this with big numbers, like solid numbers. You might need to do this with like 0.0142 or something to get it to look how you want it. And the further you push it, the further it'll like stretch away from you. So like if I wanted to go even further away from me, I could drop this to 0.5 maybe, something like that. But that's how it works. And then the color dictates how it looks in terms of actual darkness when you're walking and looking into the fog. So now we've got this dark scene, and we would go and start adding lights to our dark scene. So we could do like a point light, bring this in. So we've set up our sky, we've set up our dark scene with our main light and our fog. We can start building the scene the way we would like with our actual lighting and start adding these where we would like them. Just know that when you're building lighting in your scene, you don't want to use a bunch of them all like this. If it was a small area, you probably just want to use one. So like this area right here, I could easily light it with just one of these lights. So here I'd do like this and then increase the range maybe and increase the intensity to what I wanted. And then that would give me the light for this area that I'm looking for. And I could change the color if I wanted, and that would give me the lights within my scene. Like if I wanted another light over here, I could duplicate that and then move that over here because I only need a light over here for this area. So I wouldn't want to use lights that are super close together. Now, if I wanted to light this whole area, I could just try to do it with like one light here, increase the range. You can also do that with these little dots on the range that you see. And you increase the intensity or keep the intensity the way it is. But you can create like a lit area just by doing something like that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you later.